Hello, this is Chiak. We are back again with another set of Sherlock Holmes. We are trying to find a man who goes by the name of Captain. Now...
I can hear someone coughing more than is natural, Holmes.
Yes, Watson. The poor man cannot be too far away.
Okay. Now, the kid just said there, but most likely it was going to be close by. As such, when we had to basically just turn around and find the kid. And go, again, easier. You look strong.
If, in order to listen to us, this man imposes as condition that we find his pet cockroach, there will be another murder in Whitechapel today, Watson. Yours.
Ah.
Good. Sherlock is feeling the same way I do feel about this little mission quest.
He's in a critical state, Holmes. He has barely a month left.
Is there a way, dear Doctor, to ensure that this last month passes in silence?
Really, Holmes, sometimes you... Oh, really? I will make note of some medicine to get immediately that will relieve his pain.
Very well. I will locate an apothecary or a clinic.
Okay.
Find the medicine, Holmes. We must make haste.
There has to be Q? Because T brings up the dialogue thing. I don't know what brings up map. I'm going to have to double check. Dead end. Lucy Lodging. Boarding house. Police station. Clinic. There. Go.
This building is a clinic.
Oh, I pressed E. What does E bring up? E brings up dialogue. Okay, good to know. Or it changes perspective. Okay, the only thing here, I should just press space so I don't have to waste time. Okay, one guy to talk to is this guy.
Good day, sir. Dr. Gibbons. You aren't from around these parts?
Indeed, Doctor. It is for someone from your neighbourhood that I am here, though. His doctor asked that I acquire some medicine on his behalf. I have the note here.
Dr. Watson? Not from round here neither. This medication is quite dear. Certain documents are necessary to obtain them for free.
I don't have it. You'll have to accept my spare change. Will it be enough?
Enough to relieve your patient for a month. Would you like me to make this prescription available after that time?
According to Dr. Watson, that won't be necessary.
The possibility of a recovery?
A definitive one, yes.
There, sir.
Thank you. It's rather quiet here.
An unusual chain of events. The majority of the people hereabouts went out last night to see the great fire at the warehouse. The patients that I was minding and my staff were no exception. The former were dramatically healed, and the latter ended up sick. And with the murder last night, most of the people who weren't working wandered over to the scene of the crime. Their little aches and pains will wait until tonight or tomorrow.
A squalid murder, it would seem.
Just like what this area has become.
My thanks, Doctor.
Not at all.
Okay. I really need to find out. What brings up map? G, H, F. What does Q bring? Nothing? B? M? Ends notes. I tried M already, but it didn't work unless I accidentally pressed something else. So let's go to dead ends.
Find the medicine, Holmes. We must make haste.
Okay.
Here is the medication, Watson. Is our man movable?
He should be able to stand in a few minutes and will no longer be suffering from his cough before long.
Consider the affair resolved. Accompany him to his niece's while I return to the boarding house, and then join me at the police station. Let's return to the boarding house.
Okay. Okay. So boarding house shouldn't be too far. I'm just going to go run for it. Literally just right here.
I have good news for you, Mr. Finley. We have sent the captain to stay with a relative, and he shouldn't bother you for a while.
I also have some good news.
I have your police bag.
Thank you. I bid you good day.
Oh, it was nothing. Tell me, one of my wife's friends lost...
Another day, Finley. Another day. Let's go to the police station.
That was him being polite and like, nope, no more of these menial tasks. I have more interesting things to do. Whoop. Okay, police station should be right here.
So, what news do you have, Mr. Holmes?
Okay, nothing else is gonna happen. Seriously, what brings up items? Items. I brings up items. Makes sense.
Are you sure it's the police bag that you lost?
Yes, but someone attempted to force it open. They didn't succeed, but now the lock is stuck. Perhaps you could...
Let's see.
Oh my god, really? What? Okay. So... I'm assuming it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my god, I have no idea how... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... This is going to be an interesting puzzle. Oh, wait. Okay. So I was thinking in my head that each individual one has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but it doesn't work like that. So I actually just need to meet these 3.
All done.
There we go.
A big thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Think nothing of it, my friend.
Okay, so in case you don't know what was happening in that puzzle, obviously we're supposed to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At first I was thinking that each combination has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 underneath it, but really it's just moving around the correct numbers to the correct positions.
So, the reports.
Why don't you wait till the inspectors get back? You would certainly learn more.
If I wanted to meet the inspectors, I would have done so. So, give me the preliminary reports, and above all, do not mention my visit to anyone. Is that clear?
Sure, if that's what you want. Here are the reports.
Thank you.
Death of Polly Nichols, 31st August, 1888. Autopsy report by Dr. Henry Llewellyn, surgeon. Her throat had been cut from left to right, 2 distinct cuts being on the left side, the windpipe, gullet, and spinal cord being cut through. A bruise apparently of a thumb being on the right lower jaw, also one on the left cheek. The abdomen had been cut open from the center of the bottom of the ribs, the along right side, under the pelvis to the left of the stomach. There the wound was gagged. The omentum or coating of the stomach was also cut in several places, and 2 small stabs on private parts, apparently done with a strong bladed knife, supposed to have been done by some left-handed person, death being almost instantaneous. Okay.
Have you obtained the preliminary reports?
Yes, we'll read them on the go. Let's to the scene of the crime at Bucks Row, Watson.
Okay, it's not M, B. C gives us map. Okay, interesting. Buck Row. Is Buck Row actually here? Oh. Okay, those are just signage. Wait, there's
Bucks
this.
Row.
Oh, never mind. That's also signage.
Let's go to
Nope.
the scene of the crime.
Okay, that's not what I meant to do. Watson. Sherlock, let's go.
But what are all these people doing here, Holmes?
Apparently, they came to see the scene of the crime.
What about us? Aren't we going to see it?
We will return this evening, Watson. The circumstances shall be ideal for carrying out our little experiments. Well, Watson, we are at the scene of the Polly Nichols murder. Imagine the victim lying at the spot where she was found and try to discern all of the clues we can. Watson, you are a writer. I am therefore entrusting you with our deduction board. It will help us to establish certain facts.
Understood, Holmes.
Wow. Okay. That's the most detailed chalk. I mean, imagine it's not actually there, but that's the most. That was the chalk outline. Someone is clearly trying to make their way through art college.
The body was lying on its back, legs straight and slightly apart. The skirt had been lifted up to the middle of the body. The left hand was touching the barn door.
Okay. What in the world? The corpse is still warm. Help, inventory, deduction. Okay. What else am I supposed to do with this? Okay, I don't think we
The
can
body
actually...
was still warm. Let's reread the preliminary report for the details on the wounds inflicted upon this poor woman.
Okay. Sorry, I've just been so thrown off by the throat cut left to right, 2 distinct cut on the left side, windpipe, gullet, and spinal cord being cut through. A bruise apparently... Wait, her throat was cut. Is this also part being the throat cut? Because it went all the way to the spinal cord? Yikes, okay. A bruise apparently of the thumb being on the lower right jaw. I'm kind of thrown off on what I'm supposed to be doing here. Okay. So we're supposed to drag these.
The body was still warm. Let's look at this poor woman more closely.
Okay, this is super odd.
There's a bruise at the level of the right maxilla. There's a bruise on the left cheek. The throat was slit from left to right. There are 2 incisions.
2 incisions.
The throat was slit from left to right. There are 2 incisions.
Okay. This is interesting.
Let's look at this poor woman.
Okay, we already did this. That.
There is a black bonnet near the left hand. No marks on the ground. The ground is muddy. No signs of blood.
So one more.
Let's look at this poor woman more closely.
Don't imagine we can use... Okay, so there might be
A
something
small
else.
pool of blood, 6 inches in diameter.
Okay. Is that it? Anything on the ground here?
The tongue is swollen. There's a bruise on the left cheek.
Okay. So everything is done there. So let's go to my deduction thing here. How's this supposed to go? Okay, hold on a sec. Okay. So... Alright. Corpse is still warm, no footsteps on the ground. The victim was dumped. The murderer warmed the victim up. The victim wasn't dragged. The victim has a bruise on the right jaw. His tongue is bloated, strangled. Murder took place on the premise. Okay. Nothing in their inventory. This is super weird. Oh, I can see that some things go into the... There were relations on the ground. Dirty and damp ground. The murder threw water on the ground. You could not have had relations on the ground. Okay. Victim had her throats. No traces of blood on the wall. I mean, I was going to say post-mortem, but doesn't really... Little pool of blood. The blood's... dead before stretching out having her throat slit. Is there... I don't know how this is supposed to... See, this... I can't move these anymore. Which just suggests I'm doing something right. Oh.
What do you think, Holmes? What shall we do, Holmes?
I kind of wish there was more to detail the mechanism of how we're supposed to be...
There is only one streetlight lit on this street, Watson, and this spot is particularly poorly lit.
Okay, no wait, there's more deductions to be made. Okay.
Bucks Row.
This spot is deserted, Holmes. The prostitutes only come here to exercise.
Well, Watson, we have found all of the possible clues, I think. We will now attempt to recreate the scene of the murder. Come closer, Watson. I have to make you up.
You are joking, Holmes? I feel ridiculous, Holmes.
Now, Watson, come and stand here in front of me. You shall play the role of the poor woman and I shall play that of the murderer. Let's try to reconstruct the facts to ensure the final result corresponds indisputably to the way that Polly Nichols was killed.
Oh, okay. This is... Stand up. Night. Left or right hand? Can we have a look at the... Victim was holding bond at the time of murder. Victim wasn't afraid. Wasn't cautious, didn't have the bonnet. Was ready to exercise. The way they say that. Okay, well, they would have to
Yes,
be.
it's quite possible the events occurred like this.
Okay. This is super weird. The murderer was standing. The murderer, not the murderer. The murderer was standing in front of the victim to strangle her. Okay, so that's why they weren't completed. Left hand. Where's the right hand? I'm trying to literally remember from like the cutscene in the beginning. Right hand prevent screaming. Left hand strangle. Their relations while standing up. I'm sorry, not. No? Okay, let's try right hand. Can't be both hands. Okay, let's switch. Left hand. Right hand. It's not going. Is there anything else I missed here? I mean, this isn't even getting to the end there, so... Okay, so right hand to strangle, left hand to gag. You keep doing your thing. Right hand to strangle, left hand to gag. I don't get why this just isn't going. Okay. Yeah, it's gagging with the... Okay, and that just... Oh, that's... Okay. This is super odd. Sorry, Watson. Okay, but left hand definitely used to gag. I just... So it can't be both hands? Well, why isn't this going? Right hand? No? What am I doing wrong here? I have to be doing something wrong. Because it should continue on. You must deduce the fact based on the observations that you have made at the crime scene. Click on the observation on the left side of the screen and position it in one of the spaces in the center. Boxes containing an arrow appear on the screen. By clicking on an arrow, 3 possible deductions will display. You must choose one. Once all of the facts in the right side of the screen have green outline, Once all the facts in the right side of the screen have a green outline, your deduction works on the murder at the hand will be over. Okay, makes sense. I'm just having trouble with this. Isn't going though. That's the thing I'm very confused about. Maybe switch her around.
This position is unlikely.
Okay. So, whatever I had before was right.
Yes, it's quite possible the events occurred like this.
So the question is, why aren't I getting it in the deduction? Left hand to prevent screaming. Right hand to strangle. And then this just doesn't want to go. Like, these are completely done. Oh, the throat was slit. So there's still something to look at. Okay, so let's line down the knife.
Sorry, Watson. No, the victim wasn't already lying down on the ground before dying.
Okay, so it's...
The murderer had enough room to inflict the wounds to the neck, and these wounds suggest the left hand was used. My dear Watson, now that we have found all of our clues, nothing remains but to subject them to our most likely hypotheses in order to deduce the facts.
Okay. Sorry, what does this read? The murderer must have been sitting on the victim's knife in the left hand or right. Okay, and then now we can, that's what's going on. So it just wouldn't go. No? Okay, so we're not actually sure.
The victim was most probably dead before being laid down. Once the heart stopped, gravity drained the body slowly, not in a heavy spurt that would have stained half the street.
Thank you, Holmes. I understand why you told me not to change clothes. Do you realize that our behavior didn't alarm anyone?
The victim's ordeal was even more discreet. By acting in silence, we have confirmed something. The crime definitely took place here. The victim and her murderer were able to come here without making any noise, and afterwards the murder took place without the slightest cry being uttered. Come, Watson, let's go home. We have spent far too long in this sinister alley. And so, my dear Watson, the day and night which we passed in Whitechapel were enlightening, weren't they?
An adventure that I most certainly will never relate. To be in the skin of that poor woman. I prefer not to speak of it further. But have we really learned anything about the murderer? Obviously a man, given the necessary strength.
We have little to go on, at least no more than the police. But in my opinion, Inspector Aberline has a trick or two up his sleeve. No, I want to talk about the facts and what we can draw from them. We know where the crime was committed and under what conditions. I would like to ask you about the possible motives for the crime. According to you, Watson, what could have pushed the murderer to act in such a way?
Okay. The investigation points is, it's really I'm learning as I go. Love, no. Theft, well, nothing was stolen. Madness, revenge. What could have been the possible motives for the crime? Okay. The victim, black magic. Credible motive, even if it's a field that Sherlock doesn't know. So we're supposed to line up. Was anything stolen? These can't move.
Revenge, Holmes?
Revenge could be a possible motive, but with one small reservation. We have reason to believe that the victim considered her murderer to be a typical client.
Black magic. Okay, let's...
Homicidal insanity, Holmes.
It is indubitable that the man who did this to Polly Nichols is not of his full senses.
Okay.
Theft, perhaps.
I have a hard time believing that someone would attack poor Polly so fiercely just to rob her of a few coins.
Okay, so this is
Black
probably...
magic?
I'm not terribly interested in the occult or black magic. Let's give the benefit of the doubt to this motive.
A personal drama.
Love can certainly lead to many a drama, but we have to consider the fact that the victim didn't know her attacker.
Okay.
Well, we are still missing certain information in order to finish this investigation, Watson.
Okay.
What are we doing, Holmes?
I don't know. Okay, so we're still on this. What could have been the possible motives for the crime? Is there a way to see... Okay. That's a lot to read. I'm actually not going to read that. That's just too much. Conclusions. Took place on the premises, strangled. Stretched out before having throat slit. Strong man. Murder cut open Nichols' throat. Right-handed or left-handed? That's it for that. I mean, I'm just trying to think. What? I mean, if I change these all to yes.
Well, we are still missing certain information in order to finish this investigation, Watson.
Okay, not to theft. Definitely not theft. I already had these.
We are still missing... Well, we are still missing certain... Well, we are still missing certain... Well, we are still missing certain...
Okay. I really don't know what this is. Still missing information. Nothing, nothing, nothing. I'm literally just spamming my hard time, like, I don't quite understand what it wants me to do with this. That's the thing. What could have been the possible motivations?
Well, we are still missing certain information in order to finish this investigation, Watson.
I don't even know if, like... Yeah, I don't know how this is supposed to work. If I just reset it.
Revenge, Holmes?
Revenge could be a possible motive, but with one small reservation. We have reason to believe that the victim considered her murderer to be a typical client.
Theft, perhaps?
I have a hard time believing that someone would attack poor Polly so fiercely just to rob her of a few coins.
Oh, wait.
Homicidal insanity, Holmes.
It is indubitable that the man who did this to Polly Nichols is not of his full senses.
Black magic?
I'm not terribly interested in the occult or black magic. Let's give the benefit of the doubt to this motive.
A personal drama?
Love can certainly lead to many a drama, but we have to consider the fact that the victim didn't know her attacker.
Okay.
Well, we are still missing certain information in order to finish this investigation, Watson.
What do you think, Holmes?
I don't know what the game wants me to do now. I'm going to end the set here. Yeah, I'm going to end the set here. And look it up, just because I'm not quite sure. So, I just have to know for the future. With deduction things, I should probably leave that to last until I got all my clues, so to speak. And then, with this, I don't know what else it wants me to do. It's saying I'm missing information. But I don't know what else it wants me to click or what I'm supposed to be doing. So either way, thank you for liking if you like. Thank you for commenting if you commented. Thank you for subscribing if you subscribed. Thank you for favoriting if you favorited. Thank you for simply clicking on this video. Until next time, guys, see ya!